Hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Steph. And I'm Steve.
We're Placebo. We're on Rage tonight. We're going to be playing a lot of our favorite videos, introducing a few. It's an eclectic choice. It kind of reflects the broad spectrum of music that we listen to. We hope you enjoy it. And when the Placebo videos come on, just go to the kitchen and make a cup of tea. Okay? See you then.
Enjoy.
Hello, wild child.
One of the best live shows I've seen in recent years was in London by this band, The Flaming Lips. What's quite interesting about it is that before the show, they go into the queue outside and they choose about 20 fans and take them backstage, dress them up in animal costumes. So you've got reindeers, frogs, bears, cats, dogs, you know, and have them dancing on stage. There's disco balls on cement mixers, confetti, balloons. It's kind of like a children's birthday party on acid. And this song, to me, is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever written. It makes me burst into tears every time I hear it. It's possibly one of the most incredible songs ever put to wax. This is Flaming Lips with Do You Realize?
An artist called Harmar Superstar, and he's made the paunch sexy again. He's just really funky, and it's a track that we play before we go on stage every night. It really gets us going in more ways than one, and it's called Power Lunch.
It's kind of like Ron Jeremy, the porn star, crossed with Prince. You know, it's licentious, libidinous, and funky. And yeah, it puts a real smile on your face. Power Lunch.
This next band are friends of ours from London. Or the bass player from this band, I used to be in a band with years ago. When we split up, he went off and helped form another band called Dream City Film Club. Michael Sheehy, the singer, great songwriter. We wish they were still together. They've split now, but this is one of their defining moments, actually.
Their first single, perhaps.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah,
I think it's got a certain magic about it, a certain feel. A very dirty, low-down track. Dream City Film Club.
Pick up some Dream City Film Club CDs, and also Michael J. Sheehy's solo work is equally of high quality. So.
Yeah, and it's also one of the tracks that we toured with it quite a lot, and it's one of the tracks that they actually stopped playing after a while.
Yeah,
they just wouldn't play it towards the end.
I know.
It's a shame.
Interesting, one of those songs that got banned from being played on the radio after Princess Diana's accident, because it's called If I Die, I Die. There were a lot of songs like Airbag by Radiohead which weren't allowed to be played as well during that period of time, but that's by the by. This is a great rock band, sadly no longer with us, Dream City Film Club, named after a porn theater. The next video is by a band that we met in Australia whilst doing the Big Day Out a few years ago, and we were astounded by their theatrics, and they became good friends and drinking buddies of ours. Some people wouldn't think that Placebo would hang out with a band like Rammstein from Germany, but hey, you know, stranger things have happened. We love these guys, and we try to hook up with them whenever we pass through Germany. This song is called Sonne, which means sun, and there's kind of like a Snow White thing going on there. The seven dwarfs mining for gold for Snow White. It's something else. It's pretty special. Please enjoy.
And it's one of the few bands I spoke to the guitarist, and we were talking about a couple tracks of the last album, and he was 26 years old, so he decided to double track his guitar parts 26 times. And I found that quite fascinating. Just to get like guitar sound just a little bit bigger.
A birthday feel.
Yeah, he's on there. Enjoy.
If you ever get a chance to see Rammstein live, it's something else. You know, there's a lot of pyrotechnics. There's kind of a lot of S&M imagery going on. It's very, very strange and very funny.
Eclectic bunch of people.
They're all nutters, basically. So yeah, enjoy this one. Sonne by Rammstein. Hi, we're Placebo, and we're going to be on Rage all night long.
A fine Australian band, which have been around, I think, nearly 25 years now. From this sort of great collection of bands, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, the Triffids, and obviously the Go-Betweens. One of the first songs I ever heard of theirs, Catlin Kane, and it's one of the most beautiful melodies. I think it was recorded in a sheep shearing shed. I mean, that's what it sounds like. But the Go-Betweens are still going, they're still touring, and basically we just like to pay homage to them. A great Australian band, Go-Betweens.
Respect. This next video is by one of our favorite electronic artists. His name is the Aphex Twin, also known as Richard D. James, a strange recluse from Cornwall in the southwest of England. This video is directed by Chris Cunningham, who we've had the joy of working with. What you're going to see is the director's cut. It's actually 9 minutes long. It's very funny and quite disturbing, extremely vulgar, everything that a video should be. Enjoy.
Oh, we find some motherfucking bitches soon, man.
The next one is by a band called 80s Matchbox Beeline Disaster. A bit of a mouthful, that one. We just had the pleasure of touring with them on a European tour. They're a band from Brighton, I believe. And
they're Buddhists as well.
yes, they chant before they go on stage. We used to, you know,
Eavesdrop on their, on their chanting.
pick up some,
Positive karmic vibes. Yeah.
you know, because I don't think they indulge in that much drink, or I think that's.
I think they might have had to stop.
Yeah, I think that's they've turned to more spiritual
Pursuits.
Yes. And it's if you see them live, it's kind of hard to take in because it's very complex. It never seems to repeat. You never get like a formulaic song by this band. So it's kind of sometimes it's like organized chaos. And, this is one of their tracks, and it's called Psycho Safari.
And you got to get your 3D glasses out for this one. The next track coming up is by the man in black himself, a country music institution by the name of Johnny Cash. Must be about 7 years old by now. So obviously been going for a long, long time. He's recently released an album full of covers. He covered Depeche Mode, Simon and Garfunkel, Sting, but we won't talk about that. And track 2 on the album is actually a 9 Inch Nails cover. And I think it's an incredibly brave thing to do, to actually try and cover a 9 Inch Nails track. And Johnny Cash has gotten away with it. This is perhaps one of the heaviest, most low-down, blackest songs I've ever heard in my life. There's a line in it says that you can have it all, my empire of dirt. Every time I hear that, it floors me. So this is not the Trent Reznor version. This is the Johnny Cash version of Hurt.
And his wife, is she in the video?
I'm not sure.
I think she is.
Yeah?
It's just got a voice when he sings that it just goes straight to.
Yeah, there's no messing, is there?
No, it's like it's a man who's lived. And
This man's been at the crossroads, baby.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's done the deal.
Was he the only guy to be sued by the American government for setting a national park on fire?
Yeah, what happened? He was driving under the influence in a Winnebago, you know, in the west part of the U.S. in the desert, and his I think one of his wheels burst, and he turned over, and he actually caught fire, and The van in turn sort of put this national forest on fire. And he got really scared, kind of ran away and sat by a creek and fishing and waiting for the cops to come. And he had a name for his Winnebago. I can't remember what it was, but the cops came and said, "Are you responsible for this?" And he goes, "No, it's Dan, my van." And I think there was some type of bird that was under extinction, you know, and in that forest, I think half the population actually went. So, yes. Was it me? It was a car.
Yeah, the Man in Black, Johnny Cash.
You're watching Rage.
We're Placebo, and we're going to be playing videos all night long. This next band are called The Kills. They're a fresh band straight out of London, comprised of Vivi and Hotel, also known as Jamie and Allison. I went to college with Jamie. We were in the same course. He used to be in a band called Scarfo who toured with us. I just think that The Kills are one of the most exciting new bands of the moment. It's steeped in sexual tension, and it's got a kind of Royal Trucks, PJ Harvey kind of feel to it. It's very, very, very exciting. I hope you enjoy it as much as we do. Fried My Little Brains by The Kills.
And also with Jamie, we used to be in Scarfo, a band that was going when we started out in the very early days in South London. And we used to go see them. We used to be an inspiration.
Absolutely.
And they were a great band, a really good band. And they split up, but now he's doing this, so he's a trooper.
He's a trooper, and it's still rocking.
Yeah.
The Kills.
And it's a cover of I Can't Get No Satisfaction, but one of the wildest, punkest covers I've ever heard, and it kind of puts a smile on your face. Enjoy, Devo.
And I think there's only 2 covers of Satisfaction I've ever heard. One by Cat Power, which is really quite amazing. And but this was the original cover, and it couldn't be further away from the original. And so yeah,
Devo.
There you go. We're Placebo, and you're watching Rage.